This is Dudes Who Bet Sports.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Sports. All right, Papa Dude, it is Saratoga season. It will kick off tomorrow.
Yep.
We're going to go over the Saturday late pick five, and you expressed a lot of confidence in these races before we got on the air here, didn't you?
Wow, this one is really tough, I think.
It is. I looked back because I think it was 5 pick fives we did last year.
Did
Each
we?
week we did one until it got to be football season, and then we transitioned into football.
Right.
We hit 2 of the 5 that we gave out last year when we do it this way. So that's good. This is one last year we missed as well. And I went back and kind of looked at last year, and it was another one very, very difficult opening Saturday. So we're going to take another shot at it today. And I'm with you. This is first impressions. Very, very tough, right?
Oh, it was awful. I couldn't find a single anywhere on it.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to find something.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake and started with race 8. I was supposed to start with race 9, wasn't
I? No, race 8. You
Race
have
eight.
it. You have it right. No,
Well,
you're
okay.
good.
Noddy threw me off there. She said the 13th is loaded
What?
with baby race.
Shoddy's I think she means the 13th of the month, meaning Saturday, July 13th is loaded with baby races.
Oh,
is
okay.
what she
I
meant.
got it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Not the 13th race. So,
Don't throw me off there, Shoddy. I got enough problems.
listen, it's going to be difficult, but that's why we do the show, right?
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we'll give you some help. So, and I'll remind people as they come in. I remind people as they're watching. The Magic Mike show is a little different than what we do here. We do a combined ticket. So Papa Dude and I are going to do what we would do if we were at the track together, and what we've done when we're at the track together, come up with a combined ticket and play the pick 5 as a team. So as both of us. So as we go through the races, what we do first, we'll go through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we will write down everything that we kind of like. Okay, so when we finish this 8th race, let's say, and we have 8 horses wrote down, that doesn't mean we're going to end up playing 8. We're going to list everybody we like, and then we come back and trim down the ticket. So if you're watching this throughout, don't panic. Wait till the end until you see us trim this thing down. We're just getting a first run, and then we're actually going to see, okay, now what's feasible to play. So always want to make that clear. A lot of times there's confusion. Just want to make that clear.
And neither one of us have discussed this at all.
We tried. Go ahead.
No, I just sat down and did mine. Aaron has sat down and done his. And it's amazing how similar we usually are.
Yeah.
But we really have not talked about this at all. And Dennis, I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're back, buddy.
I know. So Dennis had storms last night, but I think they kind of missed him overall. So that's good. But good to see Dennis on the chat today. And that's kind of the thing. Neither one of us kind of collaborate on this because we wanted to feel like you're sitting down at maybe the kitchen table or the living room handicapping this the night before you're going to the track the next day. So no, we have not talked about this. And we'll listen. We both we hadn't talked about it until 1 second ago when we were there before we got off air, and or on air, I should say, and we were like, "Holy shit, this is a toughie." So
I think it's the toughest one we've ever done. So
well, all right. To that point, let's get right to it. Let's go to race 8. This is Saturday, July 13th, Saratoga, opening Saturday of Saratoga. Of course, we will have the first day of the meet tomorrow on Thursday, but we're going to race 8. We're doing the late pick 5 for you here, races 8 through 12. All right, Papa Dude, we'll start race 8, maiden special weight, going 7 furlongs here. It's a field of 11. You do have a coupled entry of a 1 and 1A there for Chad Brown. All right, where are you going? What's going to happen here?
Well, I wrote down 6, and I've already eliminated one of them. So I guess I'll start out with the ones I have, and then we'll look at what you've got, and we'll start picking them apart a little bit. So I have the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 10.
All right, I'm going to write these down. The 2,
3, 4, 5, 10.
Okay.
That's what I've got.
Okay. I put mine in order 4, 3, 2, 10. So we are very similar on this one.
We are.
The only one you added was the 5.
Yes, and I don't like that one that well. So let me look and see why I put that one.
Let's start first with who did you like on top? Who were you did you like anybody kind of on top in this spot?
I like the 10 the best on top. 3 starts. First off, a layoff, though, hasn't ran since the 21st of October. Ran real well last year, I thought. Didn't win, but 2 very close seconds in maidens. Then they put it in a stakes and only lost by 3. This was at Gulfstream. Ran at Saratoga, Aqueduct, and Gulfstream. So the issue I do have, why hasn't it run since the 21st of October? That's an issue, I think.
Yeah.
So the second one, I do like the 4 as well. Reynolds Channel. You got Bill Mott. That's the main reason I like the horse, but just, I don't know why it hasn't won. And he's run 5 times. So I'm a little bit leery of that. And then the 2 Point Clear lost by 4 3/4 last time out. Got bumped at the start, stumbled at the start, kind of came on at the end, close.
I thought ran a really improved race once he got kind of his footing. Yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm.
I really like that one. And then the 3 really catches, you're a guy that does the unraced horses more than I do. This is a Pletcher horse with Irad Ortiz Jr. on board. Great workouts in the morning. Comes from Curlin. I can't leave this one off the ticket, I don't think.
Yeah. I pretty much, those are the top 4 I've got as well. I can't add a whole lot to it, but I will add some here. Quick point on the 10 Hurricane Nelson, kind of look at the horses he's been up against. On debut, was beaten right here at Saratoga at this distance by Deterministic. Deterministic has not turned out to be much, but did run a very good race and won the Gotham after falling off form. So Deterministic, obviously not a bad horse to lose by half league to at that time. A couple of other losses on that resume as well. But you're right. Try to stakes in the 3rd start. Just got 3rd there. Got beat by a couple of horses that are okay. Not too bad. The layoff, something happened. One thing I'll say on this kind of similar layoff, 20% for Christophe Clement winning off this kind of layoff. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm with you on the 10. I think the 4, to me, the cutback is very interesting on the 4.
Yes.
We've seen this horse run pretty well going long. Will he kind of have a little burst of energy cutting back in distance is my question, because you look at some of these races going a 1 1/8 and a 1 1/16, he kind of takes the lead or gets close to the lead at least, and then he fades a little bit. Did you notice that as well?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, obviously. Let's see. 4 starts back, first, second, and this was at a mile, and then he faded to 3rd, but he only lost by a length.
Yep.
He didn't lose by much. I did notice that some. The last start down the stretch, he went from only a half length behind to a length and a half, and then ended up losing by 5. So I think that's why they're cutting him back. That's for sure. So he is experienced. He's Bill Mott. Very. I like him a lot. So I think this horse has got to be kept on the ticket for sure.
Yeah, I agree. What about this 2? Let's go back to this 2 just for a minute.
Yeah.
Stumbled, didn't get out of the gate very well.
Nope.
Came running at the end. Still got beat by 4 3/4.
Right.
That's kind of the thing.
I was going to eliminate one, it'd be him.
I'm not sure though, because second race, I think you're going to see a natural improvement on this horse. Ortiz rode that day. He's back to ride here. Of course, Johnny Ortiz training. They're not brothers, but I always say the Ortiz brothers when this happens, but they're not. But look, got a very good number. I really, as I watch it back, it's like, he ran okay. It was just second best that day. Got beat to a horse that just kind of just ran away from him, And I don't know. I do think this 2's got some room for improvement, and I think could show up with a big one. Now, it is important to note the winner of that race did come back to run 5th in an allowance race at Ellis Park. So take for that, whatever you'd like to take.
Okay.
The 3rd place finisher from that race did come back to run 6th. So that's kind of the negative side of it as you look at the 2 there. But Point Clear, certainly a horse you think is going to improve. I want you to touch on the 5. You mentioned the 5. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, he got bumped at the start as well. The race was at Saratoga.
Yeah.
He didn't run terrible. He was right up there the whole time. Kind of the same thing. He might improve a little bit in this one. He's got Johnny Velasquez aboard, which means something. But I just think we can't go this deep. I don't think, because we're going to have to go deep in almost every race. So you got to eliminate somebody. That would be the one that I would look at, I think.
So if you're looking
out of the 5 I listed.
Okay, if you're looking at the 5, which I'm gonna for this purposes right now, I'm gonna actually leave him on, and we always can come back, take him off. So Illuminaire, the winner of the race, won by 4 1/4. That horse is a favorite in an allowance race here at Saratoga this weekend. So that shows you they rank Illuminaire pretty highly here. Now whether you're going to single that horse or even play that horse, that's a different topic. I haven't really decided that just yet, but it is a nice winner of that race that won here at the Belmont Festival. So look, I think the 5, let's keep it on here for now. And I think that's it. I really think at the end of the day, that's the 5 you need. And then we'll just see if we can trim it down or not. What do you think?
Yep. I agree.
Okay. So if you're keeping track, we are using 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 to kick off this first leg. As of now, this will change most likely, but that's who we like in that race 8 as of now. All right, let's go. Before I do, a lot of comments. We're going to address them all at the end of this because I want to talk about a few of the things that are in the comments right now. Just don't want to talk about them as we do this. But I'm going to address all this at the end of our show here. So there are some good ones. I had a couple of them already planned. So anyway, let's go to race 9, though, Papa Dude. It's going to be now an allowance going 1 mile 16 on the turf here. Another full-ass field. All right. Who you got?
Yeah, just a tremendously easy one here.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I have the 1, the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 10 are the 5 that I have listed. How'd you go?
Well, this is where I think the decisions on how short are we going to go come into play, because I do really like the 8 in this spot, and I do really like the 9. I went 8, 9, 7, 11 in the spot.
So you have an 11 in there that's different than mine. Okay. I'll need to look at that one. So, I mean, this is a toughie for sure. I like the 8 the best as well.
Okay.
Because I think there's going to be a lot of speed or some speed in this race.
It does seem like a lot of speed, and it's a horse that should benefit pretty well from it.
I think so too. And in this horse, something's wrong here with my. Got to get this straightened out here. Hang on.
Well, I'll keep talking while you get that straightened out. Again, with the 8, I'm sure what you were going to say was, look, the horse has been running against super tough horses.
Yes.
Ottoman Fleet last time out. I'm Very Busy beat this horse 2 back. Never Explained 3 back. I mean, really tough horses. Won an allowance at Keeneland, and then 4 straight stakes races after that.
Yeah. So the horse is running much better. In the last race, a grade 3 at Arlington, second, third, kind of faded just a little down the stretch. But again, that was a grade 3 against Ottoman Fleet. Good horses. I think with the speed in the race, this horse is going to kind of lay off the pace and go get them at the end. So that's the way I see this going. And I'm with you. I like this horse the best. Looking at the 9, lost by a nose and allowance the last time at Aqueduct. Has been running pretty well, but he's only been in allowances, and I think Irish Aces has run in so much better that you got to put him ahead of that.
Yeah.
Did you list the 7? You did, right?
I listed the 7. I thought 2 really good races to try to Indiana Derby, which I wasn't going to work out. long layoff, came back last time out, ran pretty darn
Darn
well.
well. Yes.
And now gets the same conditions here.
Yeah.
Got beat by Grace Fable, Reckoning Force. Those horses aren't bad.
Right.
I thought the 7 was super dangerous.
I did too.
Yeah.
I just kind of threw the 1 in there as he had ran 2 races earlier in his career and coming off a claiming race, but it was only a $10,000 claimer and then a $32,000 starter. Then they threw him in a couple of stakes. That didn't work out. Back to the starter allowance level, he got second. But his track record, this is a jump up for him. So I think we can throw him out. And I had the 10 listed. I don't really like that one either. So I could stick with the 7, 8, 9 really easy in this one.
Okay. If you're not bullish on the 1, I'm okay with leaving the 1 off.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 10. Let's talk about the 11, since you kind of had the 10 wrote down.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with the 10. Pretty nice horse. You know, first race off the layoff. That's a little scary. That first race off the layoff, and you get this spot. That's a tough spot.
Yeah.
But look, not a bad horse.
Nope.
I would not be shocked if that horse wins this race. Cherie DeVoe having another solid year. She hasn't done great up here in the past, but she's also building her stable up a little year by year. Might just have better horses here as well. So,
coming off a second in that grade 3, but way back in September. So that's almost a year.
I know.
That's concerning.
I think it's too long.
Yeah. There's a reason that horse hasn't run. I'm always leery when they've been laid off that long.
It's a long time.
Yeah. When you've got some horses that are in pretty good form.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about the last one. Let's talk about the 11. First off the claim for Maker, stretches it out in distance immediately. This horse has not ran, I think once at a mile and 16 perhaps until you go way back. Yeah. And ran well, ran on a turf race right here on this track.
Yep.
And like I said, ran very well. Maker is damn good about horses going long on the turf. Gets Franco 15-1.
Yeah.
I've got some interest in this horse.
Okay.
Now, can we ultimately use them? I'm not sure because, you know, we try to play at a budget $100 or under. This is one of those horses where if your budget's kind of small, it's going to be tough to get them on the ticket, I feel like.
It is a big upgrade in trainer.
It's
big.
Yeah. It's big, and it's specific. If I could talk, it's specific to what Maker does best. And that's what worries me. Like if it was a Maker claim and we've been running 7 furlongs on the dirt, now we're going to 6 furlongs on the dirt or something, it's not as intriguing to me. But with Maker improvement and we're doing what he likes to do, it gets a little dicey for me.
Well, he gave 62.5 for this horse.
I know.
Sticks him right into this. He likes this horse.
Claim this horse out of the Belmont Festival up there at Saratoga as well. And, you know, like you said, huge price. There's not cheap ones that were running that weekend. So, man, I'm going to write down the 11. We'll see if we can work them.
Okay.
All right, let's go to race 10. So if you're keeping along here, 7, 8, 9, 11. That's who we decided on so far in the 9th. All right, let's go to the 10th. And I'm telling you what, it doesn't get any easier. We'll go to the grade 1 Diana. It's the feature race of the weekend, obviously feature race here on this Friday. Field of 10 going a mile and 8 on the turf here. Chad has 5 in here. This is such a good race, but such a tough race.
That sucks. I got 6 of them. How many's in there? Like a 10?
Yeah, there's 10. There's 10 involved. So
I can eliminate one of them.
All right. Well, let's just list off your 6 first.
All right. I got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 for you. I just wrote down 3 of them here. I went 4, 6, 10, 5. That's what I've got. Okay. So we've got the similar ones there. Man. So all right, let's start with the 1, Myra, because you got her listed and you should.
Yeah.
I just made the decision to not play her in this spot, but
Well, why'd you make that decision?
off the layoff,
That's
she's
true.
got a lot of seconds and thirds on
That's
her past
true.
performances. I think she
Just-
lost the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Turf to Inspiral and Warm Heart, two monsters.
Yeah.
It's
Lost
gonna
by 1 1/4.
It's so tough. It's so tough for me to throw her out. So maybe she
Well,
makes a ticket after all.
Okay, I think that one way to look at it, she hasn't won since the 21st of August, 2022.
Oh no, she did win at Woodbine September 9th, but before that, yes,
Okay.
before that. So if just real quick, she won the Queen's Plate.
Run-in.
Yeah, she won the Queen's Plate, and then she moved up and ran in really tough races, and she's only won once out of all those tough races. Yeah,
But they're tough.
Oh, yeah, she's been up against good horses.
Twos.
Yeah.
I mean, her last 5 races, grade 1, grade 1, grade 2, grade 2, grade 2.
Yeah.
Second, first, third.
Yeah. Hit the board in all of them.
Other grade 1.
Yeah.
And we have other horses in here that have won some grade 1. So I see where you're thinking is she might just not quite be good enough.
There's a couple of things. I just don't see any way she can repeat that last effort at the Breeders' Cup off this kind of layoff. That's one thing that has me worried. She built up, had a huge effort. You could kind of see the progression getting better and better and better. Can she go even higher now off of that race, off the layoff? I'm not sure. This might be, for me, maybe second or third off the layoff. She's really ready to pounce. But I totally concede if this horse shows up and runs her Breeders' Cup race, I think she's going to win this one.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Like, but
that was a great race.
It was great. I mean, it was a fantastic race. But I do kind of lean back and say, look, that was something that she really hadn't been to that level just yet, but
and then the layoff. Yeah. We're going to have to eliminate somebody. So,
I know. So let's keep going here. Yeah. The next one you had listed was the 3 Mission of Joy.
Well, this is one that probably can be eliminated. Another same thing, ran very good races. The last 4, grade 1, grade 2, grade 2, grade 1.
I would not be shocked if this horse wins. Here was my deal. Why I had to leave her, or why, I left her off.
Yeah.
Got beat by Didia 3 races back, got beat by Chili Flag and Compass 2 races back, got beat by Chili Flag and White Beam last time out.
Yeah.
So I just thought, look, too many chances. It's such a deep field. I couldn't do it this time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, let's keep going here.
Well, Didia, I don't know how we can keep this one off. So
well, no, Didia is my top pick. I can't.
Yeah, I mean the last 5 races, grade 2, 1, then a grade 1 in the Breeders' Cup. That was in 2023. Terrible. I realized last year, terrible. But came back Pegasus Turf in January 1st, third in a grade 1 at Keeneland, and then won the New York at Saratoga June 7th. Yeah. So this horse has proven great form, 7-2. I just don't see too many negatives. 111 out of 17.
Oh yeah, this horse is near and dear to my heart. Let me tell you, she has been very good to me over the years, including that last race in the New York, because we had Torpedo Anna singled for a bunch of money in the 3s, 4s, and 5s that day, but Diddy had really juiced up the price. So you don't have to convince me on her top pick. And you're right. Look, the horse won the Pegasus Filly Mare Turf. She won the New York. She won the Rodeo Drive last year. She almost won the New York last year. She won the Modesty. Look at all these races. And look at all the different race tracks this horse. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
She's a good horse.
Yeah. So I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. The next one you listed was okay. So now we'll do these 3 in a tandem here. The 5 Gina Romantica, the 6 White Beam, the 10 Chili Flag. The problem for me is it's so hard to make sense of Chad when he's got 5. It's just,
I know.
It's tough. I keep waiting on White Beam to kind of show up and run that race that she ran last year when she won this.
Mm-hmm.
She's been good, not great. Chili Flag, on the other hand, exceeding expectations in the last 3 races, I would say.
Yeah. Won 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how do you tell which one he likes the best?
I don't know.
He does have Irad on the 10 Chili Flag, but
I think 5, 6, 10. I think it's that, like, the order would be 10, 6, and then 5 is who he'd like, but it's always
he
hard to
doesn't have
tell.
poor jockeys on any of them, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
I would more be inclined to throw out the 5 if we have to.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. I don't. Of all of them, that's the least likely to win, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What's the male version? What's that one that every once in a while steps up and runs a big? It's a sprinter. Can't think of the name of it. Hoist the Gold.
Hoist the Gold. Sure. Yeah.
Every once in a while comes out and wins one. That's kind of what this horse is, I think. Just
as far as winning,
there's goals.
Right.
Yeah. And then you're pissed because you didn't put her on there because you talked about it. But she hadn't been running real well lately.
Yeah.
So we got to throw out somebody. So if we threw out the 3 and we threw out the 5,
we got 1, 4, 6, 10 is what you're thinking.
This ain't getting any easier. No.
Well, again, we're going to have to come back and make the toughest decisions after we got all these numbers down. I'm good going 1, 4, 6.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, so we're going 1, 4, 6, 10. Again, if you're just joining us, we will go back at the end of this thing and trim this down. $100 or less is the budget. We're listing all the horses we like, kind of talking through all of those, and then we come back and make the ticket playable. So just remember that. Don't freak out if you just joined us and said, wow, they're going to play $1,000 ticket. No, we're not. All right, let's go to race 11 on the card now. It is a Sanford Stakes Grade 3 event for the 2-year-olds here, going 6 furlongs. Field of 8. Yeah. Here we go. Are we going to have the Stones to single a 2-year-old?
No.
Okay, so who do you like in this
races? The good thing is there's only 8 in this. Let's see. Let's just 4. Of the 8, 1, 5, 6, and 8 for me.
Okay, you went 1, 5, 6, and 8. All right, go for it. Tell us why.
Well, I don't know why. Well, I look at the first one. Okay. The horse is 6 to 5, and it's only ran once. And I'm trying to figure out why it's so much better than some of the others. Only won by a nose. It was in front the whole way. So had a 5-length lead and close to a nose. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me different why it's 6 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a reason?
I think it's because the connection's number 1 and the speed figure is well above everybody else.
Okay.
That she got for that, or that he got for that race.
Okay. Then we got to 5, 3 Echoes. Broke the maiden at Churchill in May, and then came back in Saratoga in 150K stakes. Finished a good 3rd, beaten by the 6. One of my favorite names, Studley Do Right. I like that name a lot. Mm-hmm. You name people, this is the one you want. Won that stakes after winning the maiden. The maiden, though, win was at Laurel, but it doesn't matter when you come back and win a stakes race at Saratoga. So really like that horse a lot. The least favorite of the 4 would be the 8, Moplex. However, it's a win, 10-length win. I just don't know what he beat, and he is a New York bred. So I would throw that one out first, probably. And then Studley Do Right's a Maryland bred. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but the other 2 that I listed are Kentucky breds. So I don't know.
Yeah, look, this is a tough decision. I want to refresh your memory about something.
Okay.
So last year I was talking about last year we did a show here as well. This is kind of our filler show until football starts, and obviously people love Saratoga, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
We went 4 out of 5 on the sequence last year.
Uh-huh.
We lost the Sanford. You probably don't remember this. Steve Asmussen had a horse that
I
was
do. I
whoa.
don't remember the name of the horse, but I remember, or the name of the Sanford, but I do remember missing.
Yes. So the name of the horse was Gold Sweep.
Okay.
And Gold Sweep looked whoa on favorite. Whoa. Or on paper, like can't beat him.
Yeah.
He went to his absolute knees out of the gate. He spotted him several links. He came running late. He got second, beaten 2 1/4.
Okay.
So just showed you what I'm saying is when you look at Minty, the horse on the rail, he looks a lot like that Asmussen horse last year. And he probably was the best horse, the Asmussen horse that day, but he went to his damn knees because he's a crazy 2-year-old. Yeah. And that was it. He lost the race. So that's the thing. Minty might be the best horse. Going short in these races, it's always a little bit dicey. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So
how's that helping us though?
It's not.
No, I'm trying to break this down a little bit.
It's not helping from a handicapping standpoint. It might help us from a ticket structure standpoint. Yeah. Hey, you might want to look at some of the other ones. Now, the flip side to that is the horse that won that race was named Yo-Yo Candy. Yo-Yo Candy, we didn't talk about a second on the show last year, so we wouldn't have got it anyway, but still.
That's true. I know.
So maybe I just said all that for nothing. Look, Minty, we can talk about him all you want. I think he's good for sure. It was a huge race last time out. If he runs it again, they're not going to beat him. The 8 is very interesting to me. Moplex, anytime you win a maiden special weight by 10.
Yeah, okay.
And look, Irad was aboard on debut.
That's true.
For Englehart, who he hardly ever rides for. Jeremiah Englehart, that is. And he's aboard here. I think we've got to use the 8.
Okay. Here's what worries me about the 1.
Okay.
I don't like a horse that wins by a nose when he had a 5-length lead. And he was running 5 furlongs, and now he's going 6.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, if you pick Minty to win that race, you're thrilled that he won the race. But I'm always a little disappointed when I pick a horse that almost loses the race when he has a big lead.
Yeah. Vinny said the same thing after the race. He's like, I don't think I'll use that horse again. I did not like how that lead diminished.
Great minds think alike.
So yeah, you and Vinny are on the same path. And I'm kind of with you. I really am a little bit concerned about the same things you are, and he was heavily hyped. He was bet down to 2-5 on debut because of that hype. He looked like a freak for a part of that race. And then it kind of fell apart a little bit.
He didn't finish like a freak.
The other thing about it is he went 21.73 the opening quarter. He went fast, really fast. Maybe stretching out, we're not going to go quite as fast. That's possible. But that's a very fast opening fraction to still be able to hold on. I will give him credit there. Also, they were well clear of everybody else. So it was a 2-horse race when it comes to that as well. Yeah. But look, I mean, the speed figure says he will win very easy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep those 4 in there.
A speed figure.
You like the 5 and the 6?
Yeah, we have the same 4. So I'm going to write down 1, 5, 6, 8. We talked about did we talk about the 5 or 6? Oh, you talked about the 6 and then the 5 just behind the 6.
Yeah.
I thought the 5 was super disappointing last time out. I mean, that's my thing. Like that horse I really liked going into that race. And I didn't think ran all that well. So I don't love that horse, but I'll keep him wrote down.
Okay.
All right, race 12. Let's get to it as I write down those.
Yeah, this is really a fun one.
Yeah, like I said, the theme is it doesn't really get any easier. No. Race 12 here, a starter allowance going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. A field of 11 set for this one. We also have a lot of main track only entries. And again, and I said it doesn't get any easier here. No. All right, a final race. Who you got here?
I hate this one.
Is this your least favorite of the bunch?
Yes.
Okay.
No question. First of all, I don't like starter allowance races at all. I don't do very good on those. So I went 1, 2, 7, 9, 10. and I really can't defend any of them, to be honest.
Okay.
There's different reasons on all of them.
I went 2, 9, 1, 11. So looks like we won the 2 and the 9 the same.
Okay, so
7, 10,
10,
11.
1. I got the 1.
Yeah.
As well. So you don't have the 10.
I don't have the 10, no.
Or the 2.
No, I have the 2, 9, 1, 11. So I don't have the 10 or the 7 that you've listed.
Okay.
Let's
look at the 7 real quick.
Okay, tell us about the 7.
3-0. I listed the horse because it's hit the board in the last 7. So it's consistent, but doesn't win much.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 times in 27 starts.
Yeah.
So that's not a good sign. Did win last time out, but it was a $25,000 claimer. This is a huge jump. Mm-hmm. So I think we can throw that one out real easy.
Okay.
I just did it.
Okay, so we're throwing out the 7. I didn't have a 7 either, so that's fine.
You didn't have the 10?
I did not have the 10, so tell us about the 10. Feathers Road, the big-time long shot here.
Yeah. I was just going by a couple of things that I look at, and one of them being time form.
Yep.
Had the 10 as a winner.
Yeah. No, the 10 does rank fairly well on time form numbers. Yeah.
That's not right. It was something else I looked at that had it as a winner.
Okay.
Not time form.
Okay. It's not bad on time form either, though.
No, I think we can throw that one out as well. The 9, I like that one quite a bit. Again, here we go. Maker claiming this horse, but now he's leaving it at the same distance because this horse has ran pretty good as a sprinter. Mm-hmm. So I do like this one a lot. Rhythm Nick, I guess it is.
Yep. I do too. Dropping down in class, tried the turf last time out, ran okay, and now dropping down in class after that Churchill allowance. Big time difference coming up to this one. Yeah. Got beat by Outador that day as well. Outador, pretty nice horse. So that just kind of shows you that was a tough race. Yeah.
Another one though, it's only won 2 out of 19 times.
Yeah. The biggest problem is there just isn't anybody you really love. Like
no, they're all the same.
Yeah, like I put the 2 on top, kind of dropping down in class, but horse is not great. The 1 is interesting, trying to make it 2 in a row, 1 at this level, but was 70-1 last time out at Belmont at the Big A. Can he do it again? I'm not sure. Like,
he had been 2 for 10. He had hit the board 8 out of 10 starts. But he's been running at Tampa, Delaware. Was this just a freak race? This is, to me, this is a really tough race. This is a toughie.
Yeah. The 11 was one, I thought about a lot here. Didn't run very well last time out with dropping to this level, but in the past has had races that have been okay. Weaver is a pretty solid trainer, gets Flavian Pratt aboard. I thought that was a good sign. Obviously it's a big purse and you're going to get good jockeys in it, but Pratt on this horse made a little bit of sense to me. Maybe this horse improves. The last time Pratt was on the horse, it was a win. So there's a little bit to look for there, but I'm with you. Like, this race to me, some of the other ones, it's like, I like horses. I just like a lot of them. Where here, I don't like any of them. Basically.
No, neither. I can't make a case for any of them.
No. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to go 1, 2, 9, 10, 11. I'll write down all of those. Because that's kind of what we've got together when you add them together. You don't want to do this. You had the 7 wrote down, but you don't want to do it. You said, I'm going to take a second look at the 7 real quick.
Got it again.
I did not write.
I just don't like it. Just hits the board a lot, but I don't like that 2 for 27. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But you're looking at one that's 2 for 26. I think that was the 10 or the 11.
Yeah.
I don't know, one of them.
Yeah.
But like you say, they're all alike.
A lot of them are like this, like the 9, who we kind of like 2 for 19,
That's right.
One thing about the 9, I do think the horse gets to the lead. today or Saturday, I should say. I do think they'll send that horse from this outside post, and maybe that will be good enough.
The 9.
I'm going to write.
I've got that written down. Could go to the front. Yeah. Yep. It did. 2 starts back.
Yeah.
And it's been a speed horse at times. So ran it over in April and led the whole way, then faded to 3rd.
Dennis is talking about the 8 second off the layoff. Yes, I could see it.
What do you think about the 5?
The 5's a horse I've bet on and won with before, and bet on and lost with before. Been around what seems like forever to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the drop in class. I don't.
Well, in the second race off the layoff, and only lost by 1.
Yeah.
In an allowance, and they're dropping it a little. So
I know
it's another one.
This is a horse that I used to get right a lot, and now I feel like I'm getting wrong a lot. So the day I kind of give up on him, maybe.
Well, when he's bad, he's bad.
That's just it, and I think that's kind of the thing. You do get really discouraged at times with him. I'm trying to look. I can't remember the race where he was. Yeah, it says I can't remember where it was, but he was just awful when I bet him, and he came back the next race and won. And I was like, God damn it! Like that stupid horse. It's here. I bet him on May 13th in an allowance at Belmont, the Big A. I bet him, and no, that was just actually real Belmont when we still had that, and he got beat by 10 lengths, and he came back 13 days later and won. That was the race where I got so pissed off. Yeah. So I'll write down the 5. I'll write it down.
He's tough to leave off of there.
Well, we're gonna have to leave somebody off. So okay, all right. We gotta make decisions.
Yeah.
1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11 is who we wrote down in that one.
God. Okay.
So let's kick it back to race number 8 here. Let me get my mouse to the right spot. All right, let's kick it back to race number 8.
Got it.
Now we got to start. We got to start taking some horses off of here. We're at race 8. I pull it up here. We've got wrote down 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 10 here in race 8.
Mm-hmm.
So
are you solid on any of them? Any of those?
I think the 2 is the second time starter. You got to leave on. The 3, I think, is a debuter for Pletcher Irad. I think you got to leave on.
Okay.
The 4, I think you got repeat. I think you got to leave on.
I think you can throw the 5 out.
The 5, I think you can throw the 5 out.
Okay. Wow.
Because I think the 5's path to victory is to get to the lead, and I don't think he'll be able to get it. Yeah. All right, we're gonna throw the 5 out. We're gonna leave 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 10 first leg. You good with that?
Throw the 2 out.
Oh, 2, 3, 4, and 10. I mean, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Hold on. Dennis asked a question here. I'll figure it up for you real quick. He said, how much would the ticket cost now without doing any alterations? That's a good question. Let's see. 5 and 4 and 4 and 5. 3 and 7. Right now we're at $1,400.
That's a small ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. So we eliminated one of the 5 that we had written down in race 8.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to race 9.
Before we go any farther, people, if I were you, I wouldn't bet this race. This big 5.
Well, I think if you're going to bet it, I disagree because I do think it's going to pay.
It's going to pay good.
It's going to pay, and the key to this pick 5 to me isn't handicapping. It's picking the horses that you're going to go short with and hoping that the race you go short with, you're right on. Because if you are, this is a sequence where probably everybody's going to gravitate to the 1 in the Sanford. So if you can beat that horse and then your other short opinion comes in,
right,
all of a sudden it's going to pay a ton, and it wasn't that difficult, but you got to be right at the right race is the way to put it here.
That's
So 7, 8, 9, and 11. That's who we've got in the ninth race here.
All right.
Did I already do this? No. 7, 8, 9, and 11.
All right. So we got the 7, Georgie W. Second off the layoff, ran pretty good in the first, losing an allowance by 1 3/4. IRAD's aboard.
I'll just say 7, 8, and 9 are hard. I have to keep them on.
I know.
So,
But then you made a good case for the 11.
I know. Let's leave them all on for now. We're leaving them all. 7, 8, 9, 11. All right.
All
right, let's go to the 10th.
Okay.
The Diana.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
410. What do you think?
Let me look at 6 again. Chili Flag beat the 6. 6 won the race last year. Hasn't won since. Has a couple of seconds. Okay. I think we can throw out. What's the other one we had? Okay. Let me look at 9.
We had 1, 4, 6, 10. That's who we had.
1, 4, 6, 10.
1, 4, 6, 10.
And you want to throw out the 1
and the 6.
Well, that would be the 2 to throw out. Yes. I'm with you on the 1. Definitely is going to have to come back to that form. Hasn't run in a long time. Pretty tough spot to make your debut. Okay, out.
Okay.
The 4 has to stay.
Okay. I agree.
The 4, the 10 definitely has to stay.
I agree.
So let's look and see. Okay. The 10 comes from the back, right? Yeah. Will the race set up? Is there enough speed? Okay. I think the 6 is going to go. The 4, she'll probably stay fairly close. Where else we got any speed here?
I think that's the scary thing. If you just go 410, the 6 is the candidate that could get loose and be dangerous.
Yep. Because that horse is near the front every time. Now, and Chili Flag is not going to get to the front.
Yep, exactly. No. The Didia can be tactical. Chili Flag going to need pace. Now, Dennis just said it. The other speed is the 9, no doubt.
Yeah, and that's speed.
Do Evie Jets and White Beam get into a duel and it sets up for the 4 or the 10, or does one of them is the break, one thing or the other, and then all of a sudden you got a loose leader out there on the turf? That's scary.
And that loose leader is pretty good.
Yeah,
in White Beam, that's a good horse.
If White Beam's loose and we don't have her, it's gonna be disgusting.
It is, but the question is going to be, where are we going to go short anywhere else?
Well, we're gonna have to go through it again. I just try to make tough decisions.
Let's leave that 6 for right now.
All right, let's leave it for right now.
I don't think we're going to be able to use her, but anyway.
All right, the 11th race. Here's my thought on it.
Got it.
If you're going to use Minty, you could only use 1 more. I don't think you can use 4. No way.
Oh, no. And then picking that second one. It's either that or you leave Minty off and go with 2 better prices.
If you could leave Minty off, you could still go 3 deep or 4. But if you're going to play her or play him, I should say, you got to go him by himself or him and 1 more. That's not the 6.
Well, to me, it all comes down to, you think this horse is 6 to 5 worthy, and I don't.
I don't either.
I don't see it. I think if it wasn't Pletcher, I don't think the horse would be 6 to 5.
I really feel like if the 1 doesn't win, the 8's going to.
Do you?
I really loved. Here's the angles I loved with the 8. Bet hard for a horse that's not Pletcher or Brown or somebody like that for debut. Jeremiah Englehart at Belmont at the Big A. This horse was bet hard. So people Like, hey, the word's out. Irad's aboard. Irad has rode for Jeremiah Englehart 7 times in the last year.
The fact that Irad's aboard.
That's the thing. It like, I know it's a New York bred, but it's like, if Irad's aboard, it's, and this horse has the second
one of these others.
I mean, the horse, yeah, exactly. And the horse has the second highest time form number, which is what I look at of the group anyway. And like what Pedalo said, Irad has rode for Jeremiah Englehart 7 times. 71% of the horses have won. 86% of the horses hit the board. That means 1 out of the 7 did not hit the board, at least. All that shows you is when he's on one of Jeremiah Englehart's, it's spotted well and it's ready to roll.
Yeah.
Okay, how much do you play into the fact of the trainer jockey duo for the 6? Does that bother you?
Honestly, I like the horse.
Okay.
I do like the horse, but to me, if you're going to play the 6, you don't really need to play. I don't think what is the 5 going to do to turn the table? So I think if you're going to play the 6, I don't really think you need both of them.
No.
So I would
definitely 5's out.
1, 6, 8.
Okay, we'll leave it that way.
Okay.
By my calculations, which is usually wrong, 48 times 3. What is it? 100.
Hold on.
I think we got 104 so far.
You're using pen and paper. Let me use a calculator right now. Well, hold on. We got one more race to do, too.
No, I know. I'm just saying we got this.
If we left it as is right now, it's down to $504. So we still got a long ways to go here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just doing these 4. We got okay. 16 times 3. Yeah. Okay, let's go. No, it's 144, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
It's not good. So
it sucks.
Okay, last race here we used. Hold on, let me get it on the screen for you guys.
$44 so far, but we got 5 in this one.
Right. So last race here, we've got 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. That's what we've got wrote down. Right
this
now.
Is one I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. This is a typical Naira last race of the sequence. Yes. I will eliminate the 10. I really don't think we need to use the 10.
Okay. I agree.
So we got that.
Use the 9.
I think we have to use the 9. Yeah.
Okay. Final verdict is the 1, and I forgot why we liked him. Okay.
Well, he
won last time.
Yeah.
But now let's look at the 2. 2 is 7-2.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I would be okay putting the 2 off.
Didn't run well last time. That was at Laurel too.
I know.
Okay, knock that 2 off.
Okay, we're gonna knock the 2 off. I'm okay with that.
You sure?
Yep, I'm okay with that. Del Martinez says, "Where are you guys singling?" TBA. We're gonna have to somewhere, but we're going
5.
The 5.
You know,
I hate the 5.
Okay, well, we got it. I don't like anything here, so not enough to. Okay, if I was just trying to pick a winner, just I was at the track and I was just having fun, I'd skip this one. I think.
Well, yeah, as far as the single race.
Okay, and then that 7, we threw him out. Yeah, because he's having to jump up too much.
No, we have the 7 on the ticket. We now have 1, 7, 9, 11.
No, we do.
So if you don't, I mean, we could always add the 2 back if you don't like the 7.
Well, the 7. Okay, let's look at the last 5 races. Second in a $35,000 claimer. Second in a $50,000 claimer. Second in an allowance at Gulfstream, finished second. Then third in an allowance at Gulfstream. And then they've dropped it down and won a $25,000 claimer at Gulfstream. And now they're moving it back to the starter. Logic would say he's not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Out goes the 7.
none of these horses are. I mean,
No. That's
this
why
is not a typical race.
this
like,
sucks. This
Yeah,
race
it
sucks.
sucks.
It's
So
hard to eliminate any of them, and it's hard to pick any of them. That's the worst kind of race.
I think we drop the 11 and add the 2 back. I think 1, 2, 7, 9.
Do you?
Yep, I think that's the play.
1, 2, 7, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't like the 11 anyway, so
Yeah, the more I look at it,
those last 4 races are 3, 6, 6th, and 8th. Yeah, that's not good.
I like 1, 2, 7, 9. What do you think?
The thing about the 2, he's only ran 7 times, and he's hit the board 6.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's coming off a clunker. He's coming off a bad race.
His race last time out was not great. He was up on a hot pace and he just didn't run very well. His race 2 back is good enough to win this one.
Yeah,
if he gets out of the gate well and he gets a decent spot, he'll be tough.
He ran good in that stakes race at Gulfstream on the 20th of May last year.
Mm-hmm.
Slow start, came on down the street. That's a long time ago. He's only ran twice this year. See, he was off a year.
Yeah,
I mean, off a whole year.
Yeah, and 3rd off the layoff here. Yeah, we got the 2 has to be on.
Okay.
Am I crazy for thinking we could almost go 2, 7, 9 here? The more I look at the 1, it's like I can see it, but the horse was 70-1 last time out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That means something.
Yeah.
He's gone from 70-1 to 6-1.
6-1.
Just because he won.
Yeah. And he was DQ'd from that race too, but he did cross the wire first. Yeah. Let's go 2, 7, 9.
Yeah. Throw him off.
All right. 2, 7, 9. That's what we're going.
I really like the 9 the best because I think he might go to the front and they may not run him down.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I think the 9 could be in front and it's not a very good race. And if he turns for home and he's got a little bit of something, they may not get him.
Okay. So we're picking Rosario on the 2.
Yep.
Ortiz on the 7. And Santana on the 9.
I mean, Santana, obviously the weakest of the 3, but has the easiest job in my opinion. To me, with the 9 has a very simple ride.
Right.
Get to the front, hold on. That's all they could really do with them, in my opinion. So
this trainer of the 7, do you like this guy?
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely no problem playing Carlos David.
Okay.
He getting better every year. No problem at all with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So we're eliminating the 5. Okay.
So,
all right.
Okay.
Okay.
We have an easy path now to a ticket under $100. If we eliminate one horse in the 10th and one horse in the 11th, we'll have a $96 ticket. So
one horse in the 10th, one horse in the 11th. Okay.
So we've used 4, 6, and 10 in the 10th.
That's the hardest one for me.
I know.
I can do it in the other one.
In the 11th?
Yeah.
Who do you not want to use in the 11th?
I want to use them all, but I can eliminate one easier there than I can the 10th.
Okay.
Any other place we can eliminate one?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
From the 12th race is another option.
We can't do the 12th.
I don't think you can.
No.
Yeah.
We can eliminate the 11 on the 9th race.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us really.
It doesn't help us now. We got to get down to 2-2, don't we?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
The other situation is we could single a horse in that 10th or 11th race. Like if you wanted to single Didia.
I don't think you could single her though.
I don't think it's smart to. I mean, it's smart from a ticket construction
If you're
standpoint.
going to eliminate somebody, you got to eliminate the 6.
I always laugh when people are like, oh, this this ticket. Look at this construction. You know what the worst kind of ticket is? One that loses. So
That's true.
If I was going to single a horse, it would be her. But
Who did you?
Yeah.
I just can't with Chili Flag in there. I don't think.
It's hard for me to look at 5 Chad Browns and not think that he's going to do some messing around in this race at somehow.
Yeah. Well, to me, you would eliminate White Beam, I guess. I don't think you can eliminate Chili Flag.
I don't either.
Or did you?
Yeah.
I mean, White Beam has not won since the last race, the last Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't run bad, but hasn't won. And it's been beaten by Chili Flag, Nisi Marie, Fluffy Socks is in this.
Yeah.
Gina Romantica, Evie Jets, all beat that horse since he won last year. He's out.
Yeah.
He's gone.
We are at 216 right now.
Okay.
So you're saying eliminate White Beam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't we?
I don't hate it. No.
Well, what would you want to do?
No, I said I don't hate it. It's fine. So that puts us at 144.
It does?
Yep. Now we're at 144. And you can eliminate a horse out of the 11th or the 12th and get to $96.
Okay, the 11th. Minty. I hate the horse.
Well, that's the answer right there. If you don't want to use them, we can use the 6 and the 8, and there we go.
Well, she might beat me, but every instinct I have about horse racing tells me I'm not betting that horse at 6-5.
Yeah.
Every instinct. I don't like a horse that faded.
Well,
but
I
and
think
then she's going longer too, a little bit.
It's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, but if that damn thing beats me, I'm going to be so pissed off. But you have to make decisions like this.
Well, here's the deal. If he beats us, it's we're trying to get around him. We're trying to get around probably the horse that's going to be singled the most.
Yeah.
So it's not
a better price.
Even if you lose, it doesn't sting quite as bad. On the flip side, if you are trying to single this one and then get second, you look really terrible for it.
Right.
So I'm not. I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all.
My ticket.
This is the other thing. If you're alive going into that leg, you could always do some saver plays, something like that. You're going to have a good idea of where you're at. I don't hate it. If you want to do it, I can support it.
Well, I'm just saying, every instinct I have that I use tells me that horse should not be 6-5. That's just what I'm saying.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I have no argument.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
And like I said, it
may win. And if it does, then there's a good horse, but it hasn't proven it to me yet.
Well, and if you want to play this ticket we're giving out and you're going to put the one in, you can play it. It's $144 instead of $96.
Now what?
So, I mean, if you're listening, you're like, I like this, but you guys are crazy about this one.
It's going to cost us $144 a piece.
No.
Are you sure?
100% sure.
4 times 4 is 16.
Very good.
Times 2 is 32.
Yes.
Times 2 is 94.
90. Yes.
Times
90.
3 is 288.
Times 0.5 because it's 56.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I feel better about it now.
Okay.
So we go.
We
go from 96 to 144 if we put the one in there.
Yes. I'm writing it down now.
Okay, so that it would cost both of us $72.
Yes.
We don't like to do that. I say leave her off. Or
okay.
Leave, whatever he is.
Okay.
I don't like. I just don't like it that well.
All right. So, listen, I can't argue with the logic. And if you don't like a 6-5 shot, you can't put it on the ticket. Period.
I don't like it.
And you can't because here's the deal. The horse
Sure
is
hell wouldn't single it.
well, okay, but here's the deal. The horse is 6-5. Sure. The horse is going to be 2-5 or 3-5, probably. I mean, it's going to be sub even money, most likely.
Yeah.
If you don't like that horse, you can't play it. So
I don't like it.
okay, I'm with you. We're going to do it. All right, so 50-cent ticket here. Saturday, this is races 8 through 12 at Saratoga, 2, 3, 4, 10 with 7, 8, 9, 11 with 4, 10 with 6, 8 with 2, 7, 9.
I'm looking at something else here. What if we, in the 9th race, we knock the 11 off and we add another one in the 12th?
So hold on. Jason Batts said probably 1 to 5 in horizontals. I agree with that. Say it again. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, that's okay.
No, say it again.
If we knocked the 11 out of the 9th,
okay,
and we added another one to the 12th,
we could do that.
or are you sold on the 12th? Are you okay with the 12th? The only reason I'm saying that was this was the one I had no idea on.
Okay,
I will say this about the 10th, the Diana. When I went to Didia, I said to myself, who's going to beat that horse? But then I got Chili Flag and White Beam. That's how much I thought of Didia.
I will tell you this. If you want to take the 11 off of the 9th, I think it'd be smarter to put the 6 into that 10th race, White Beam into the 10th.
Yeah, but that's going to be 12.
It'd be fine.
It'll still be 96.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. If you're sold on that 12th race, that one just bothers me, but I just have a hard time handicapping those races. That's my weakness is starter allowances when they're all like exactly alike. I struggle with this.
I'll tell you this. If we lose the last leg, it's going to be by a horse that we never would have put on there. That's my prediction of that race.
You're probably right.
I don't think it'll be by one of the fringe horses. I think it'll be like the freaking 8 or, somebody not saying any of these horses are impossible, the 8 or the 3, something we just did not look at.
This is a very difficult sequence.
Yeah. Look, and I think we've maximized the value based on the horses we liked. And I think, look, if you're not going to play the 1, if you're going to go against the 1 in the 11th race, then you can kind of, you don't have to get a lot of favorites home or a lot of long shots home for this thing to pay over $1,000 easy.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it at all.
Okay.
All right. I can tell you've got a ton of confidence.
I don't know. Usually when we do these, I have a little bit of confidence. I don't really have much in this one.
Well, like I said, we got 2 out of 5 of them last year came in. We were positive ROI for the shows that we did.
Yeah.
And I remember this last year, just like this year. Some of those other shows, it took us like 30 minutes and we were done. This show took forever, and it's because of this. I mean,
this is tough.
This opening weekend is very tough up here for sure.
Yep.
And this was a situation where we just didn't have anybody to hook onto. I can remember Casa Creed last year. We were able to single and get home. Forte, we were able to single and get home last year. Some of these other races I'm talking about last year. But again, you go back and you watch the show from last year, we couldn't decide on a single. And that's the problem with this one here. Yeah.
And it wasn't even close to finding one, really.
This was the one.
It would have been the only one for me, but
I
wouldn't have thought good of it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're doing. I like it. We'll see what happens. If the 1 wins, it wins. What are you going to do?
I'll go down with the 1.
I'm kind of there. I'm kind of there with you.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. Okay. I wanted to talk about before we get off the air here. I wanted to go into a little bit of football. There also were some comments on here that I wanted to get to as well.
Yeah.
Let me take this off the screen. Okay. A lot of comments. I wanted to get to some of them here. Let me scroll through and quick comments on the Mike Gundy. His comments. Okay. If you missed it, Ollie Gordon gets a DUI. Mike Gundy said, Ain't no big deal. I've done that thousands of times.
I was just lucky. Listen,
I mean,
this is so hilarious because
keep
the
going.
other night, there was 3 or 4 of us sitting around the pool here at the prison camp where I'm at, and we were talking about that very thing
Mhm.
because a friend of one of these people's got a DWI.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, well, you know what? If you've ever drank very much at all, you probably have driven when you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you didn't get one, but you don't say that the way he did. It's like I do it all the time. It's like it was this guy, I'm telling you, he is hilarious.
Now that we don't have to play them or even think about them,
Well, now
I think I might root for him a little bit because
he doesn't care.
it was pretty funny.
It was hilarious. And how
it's
about
funny-
his hair now? It looked good, I thought.
Well, yeah, he's an eccentric guy. It's just funny how honest he is about that kind of stuff. He really has the "what are they going to do? Fire me?" attitude. Like that's him in a nutshell. And it's like, well,
They want to fire me, find somebody else and come in where 9 and 10 games every year at this place.
yeah, at this hellhole. Yeah, I'm with
I'll
you.
probably win the Big 12 now that Oklahoma and Texas is gone.
Oh, man. I mean, that's crazy. That was a crazy comment. I mean, I think everybody can relate with it. I know I'm not on any social medias or anything, but I'm sure they're trying to get
I
him
saw it on
canceled.
Twitter.
I'm sure they're just people are throwing an absolute fit about it. It's not the smartest thing to say. Probably shouldn't have said it, but it's kind of true. I could probably agree with him,
Well, it's true.
I mean, yeah. So
There's
anyway.
hardly anybody who's ever partook, whatever the word is,
Partaken.
went out with somebody
Right.
for a few drinks,
Well,
and didn't drive home over the limit.
wasn't he like just barely over the limit? I don't know.
I don't know what it was. He was talking about the limit. I think in Oklahoma was 0.08.
Yeah, and he was 0.10, I think.
0.10. Now I thought he said it was 0.08 there, but maybe that's.
I don't know.
And but if he'd have just said, okay, I've had 1 or 2 beers before, and that was
Right.
he goes 3, maybe 4, maybe 5,
Thousands of times.
yeah, thousands of times.
Oh shit. Who knows? Who
No,
knows?
it's just so funny. I mean, if he just stopped it, if you only have 2 beers, you're probably over the limit. But now he said, 3, 4, 5, and I've done it thousands of times.
It's crazy.
I
So
think he
crazy
just
he
gets
said
to
it.
go and he just
He just doesn't care. And I think it's hilarious. All right, let's keep going. There's a bunch of comments here. I guess there's the Somich hate the chat. Like, what's going on with that? So you guys can explain that. I saw that come in.
Well, I saw somebody said we answer the questions or the comments.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know what we're talking about there. Cash LA Surf says Naira really expects people to get a different app just to bet their tracks and saying they're not on FanDuel. Screw you, Naira. If you have that stance, I can't really argue. I think that's I think that
Curtis.
LA, I think that makes sense. So
Look at Curtis's comment there.
here, hold on. I'm at the top here.
I'll read it.
Yeah, what's it say?
Honestly, getting plastered and trying to get a cute girl to drive me home was one of the best pitches in my arsenal. That's pretty good.
There you have it. All right. Kevin B talking about 8 Life Grand in the Cornhusker looked absolutely loaded, just couldn't accelerate. And Red Route 1, everybody made fun of me. Red Route 1 wins. So what were your thoughts on that race?
Great. And Shotty, I'm surprised you haven't said anything about it. I mean,
I think she defended him up here a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was, we discussed it last week, and the pace set up perfect for the horse. And, that's a horse that's won a lot of money. He spots that horse well. And he's another one. Seems to me like he might be getting a little better as he gets older. How many times have we said that?
I think for him, it's all about the spot. Like if horses that aren't very fast are running up there, he can go get them. I don't really think he sometimes we say things like, oh, he just likes to get second or third. I don't really think like that's the case ever. It's just like they're not very fast early. They have a ton of work to do, and it's really hard. And
yeah, here he comes.
In that race, he just didn't have much to go get, so he was able to do it.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Oh, he is for sure. Fluffy Socks wins this, and I quit. I would agree. If Fluffy Socks wins the Diana, I'm done.
I don't think
I'm done forever.
Dennis, you're right. He's not bad. He's just not a superstar.
Yeah, no, I think Dennis made a good point there.
That's why he was running in the Cornhusker.
And now he needs to go to like West Virginia again and Oklahoma and places like that.
He'll put him somewhere where he can win.
D1 last out on a bias track, excuse me. Obviously, why she shouldn't be respected.
Thanks, Audra, for shooting us down. I like that.
Audra, let's see. The horse won in Argentina. I'm trying to see all the tracks. The horses won at Colonial. The horses run at Fairgrounds. The horses won at Churchill. Horses won at Santa Anita. The horses won at Gulfstream, and now Saratoga. A lot of bias tracks going on all over the country, all over the world, it sounds like there. Let's see. I'm trying to keep going. Find a few more. Oh, gosh, there's a ton that caught my eye. I'm missing a lot of them, but that's okay. I'll keep looking here. One thing. Oh, here, Pedlo, 39 of 48 races last year in 5.5 furlong turf sprints were won from post 1 to 6. So that's not a stat that I take too serious, but it is. I mean, that's more than just anomaly. Like that's a trend for sure.
Why didn't you tell us before we started doing this?
He told us a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
Because you could ask him about what happened on Belmont Day when he went against that. And the horse set a North American record on the turf from the 8-hole. So.
Well,
I love you, but I'll never. So I text Pedlo that day and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And he's like, yeah, real great. I'm like, you have them? He's like, no, because I played the 1 through 6. You know, I bought into that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But it's not the worst stat.
All of our theories that are gold about horse racing, they get defeated sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't always.
Well, even to his own thing here, it's not 48 out of 48. So you can't. I mean, it does show you that it can't happen. It's not possible. But it's not a bad stat. I even said it on one of the shows. I said, look, an inside post on this turf course is usually best. So
yeah,
but it's not impossible.
Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess Somich doesn't read any of the comments. Is that the thing?
Well, he never did on Dues a Bit Daily.
Yeah. Mike Gundy just looks like a DUI guy. He kind of does. He's not wrong.
I tell you,
Gundy has said some stupid things. This one takes a cake. This is probably
one of the dumbest.
Yeah, he said a lot of dumb stuff though.
He has. I mean, this guy is a winner when it comes to that.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the end of the day. Like you can't say that shit. I mean, it's funny, but
it's very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like when he was a man, he's 40 and he was getting on. That was pretty good too. But that's just stupid. It came across as just, you can't do that when you're a head coach. You just can't.
No, you can't. It's really, you just, what you say is you tell the player, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And then you go out to meeting and go, yeah, we're going to discipline him house, and we've got him doing all kinds of things.
He's going to run the stadium stairs.
Maybe. Yeah, like the first half against, whoever the hell.
You realize this guy's a superstar, so we're not going to do. I always love Barry Switzer's comments about rules.
Yeah.
He said, you don't make a bunch of rules because your superstars might break them. And what are you going to do then? He said, you don't mind when your walk-ons break them, but you don't want your best player to break them because then what the hell are you going to do?
Well, to be fair, another guy that made a lot of comments over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Could you just imagine him today with the media the way it is today and all social media and all this stuff? But that guy would have been even more famous than he is.
I think Barry Switzer, if he was 40 years old right now and the head coach at Oklahoma, I think we'd win 15 national championships in a row because all of the shit that he did is now legal. And I think if you thought he was a great recruiter back then, I think he'd be the best recruiter in the history of the game right now.
He would kill the transfer portal.
Oh,
And
transfer portal. I mean, this guy, man. I wish he was the coach right now. It was a stark difference from what we have. He would have been fired for harassment. Just saying, possible.
oh, I tell you what, he was just
Very possible.
yeah. Some of the things he used to say, way ahead of his time.
Are you guys big? Are you big home run derby? I used to be, not anymore, not at all.
Well, if I'm going to watch anything on that weekend, it would be that, but probably not.
Same as you, Kevin Bean, when I was a kid, or even high school. God, I loved it, but it sucks now. I hate it.
What have they done?
I don't know. It bores me to tears. I don't really know.
Well, it's kind of like the slam dunk contest in the NBA All-Star Game thing now.
Yeah, no.
You've seen one, you've seen them all. I mean, how many new dunks can you come up with,
That may be what it is. Yeah.
I do if I'm going to watch anything, I will watch that. So
I saw our fellow Lion on here, Missouri Southern Lion. I don't know if he's still on here or not. I had a conversation with him yesterday. There he is. He was asking about did Chad Brown say something about extra distance for Chili Flag? If he did, I didn't see it, but he may have. But had a conversation with him about the changes of college football and college athletics. And one thing we kind of talked about, I wanted to ask you about it. Okay, so up the road at Missouri State, they're going to go Division I in football, right? And this is a school that can't win shit where they're at in FCS, right? Now they're going to go to FBS.
Yeah.
We both kind of think this is going to be a trend. A lot of these schools are going to go. Do you think we're going to eliminate FBS, and FCS, and it's going to go more to like what college basketball looks like, where a lot of these littler schools are going to be like the D1 school?
Yeah.
And we're going to have
go ahead. You know my thoughts on it.
Well, but I know your thoughts on it. What I'm saying is, do you
think it's going to?
Do you think that's going to happen? And do you think, North Dakota State and North Dakota, all these schools, they're going to bump up because everybody
would be the logical one, South Dakota State.
Yeah, but I guess my point is, like, if Missouri State's going, I think you're going to see that influx, and I think it's going to shake up everything.
I think it's stupid, and because they're never going to win anything at D1. And I don't think North Dakota State, North Dakota, or South Dakota State, or whoever the powerhouses are, Sam Houston State, some of the others. Jacksonville State has come in. Jacksonville State is never going to win a national championship.
Yeah. So I think with the group of five, or whatever they call them now, the lower conferences, they get one team in. And I think like the dream of these schools are they could get in somehow.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
They could.
So the deal is,
we're not saying, Curtis, that North Dakota State can't beat people. They're not going to beat Alabama. They're not going to beat Georgia. They're not.
I think the deal is, though, like you look at college basketball, there's a much better chance for Cinderella because it's basketball.
Oh, yeah.
But
guys,
that notoriety those schools get when they do make a run, that might be worth it for them to jump up. And I guess I'm sure the money situation.
It's the money is what.
And the other thing is, it's just a grab bag right now to get teams to fill these lesser conferences. So
what Missouri State is doing is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, because you touched on it. They can't compete where they're at.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Right.
What league are they going to be in?
I think it's Conference USA.
Okay. I'm sorry. That conference doesn't really have any names.
No.
It's not. I mean, it's better than what they were in, I guess.
Well, and here's the deal. Conference USA, who knows what it's going to look like 2 years from now, 3 years from now, as they all shake out,
I've always said, if I was those schools, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, James Madison, those teams that compete and have a chance to win, I would rather win a national championship at that level than maybe make a playoff game once every 20 years.
Yeah.
That's would be as a fan, I would legitimately know we're not. I mean, if you got any sense at all, you're not going to be able to compete because you don't have the recruiting base to do it. You just don't. How they're doing it now is a miracle.
I agree.
They're doing it with great coaching. They've got a great scheme. They recruit
certain players they want. That
Well, they're now that they have it established, they're getting the better players in that kind of space.
South State got a couple of kids from Joplin.
Yeah.
That went up there and were superstars.
Right.
Running back.
Yeah.
Super player went to South Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri State didn't get him. It's in their own backyard. I don't know what Missouri State's doing. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. But might it happen? I think it all depends on the money. Because that's why Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC.
Yep.
It's money.
Yep.
It's all about money, and they're going to have to do what they have to do to get the most money for the programs. And really, Oklahoma, the football program makes the rest of the athletic program go.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have to anymore because that SEC money television contract, that's, just think how much easier it is for them to operate with that guaranteed money coming in and everything the SEC stands for. They had no choice. They had to leave whether they wanted to or not. They had to.
No, I agree. And that's what you also kind of just look at what is happening, and the Big 12 has done a good job to stay together, but like the ACC is getting ready to fold, I think. And it's just
they're reaching out. Yeah.
You kind of, I think if you're OU in Texas, the power that you had to use it to get yourself secure, because this is far from over, in my opinion. This is far from over. So you had to secure yourself. And if it's the expense of losing a few football games in the end of the day, I just don't think they're going to care. And
not either. The fans will eventually. Yeah. I mean, let's say we go 8-4, 7-5 this year, which is entirely possible. We could have a really good team and go 8-4 and 7-5 was the schedule. Oklahoma's playing.
Yeah.
And then so the next year you're playing the same teams the way I understand it. You just flip-flop who's at home and who's away, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's very possible you have a really good team and go 8-4 again.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times is that going to fly in Norman, Oklahoma? It's not.
So I was going to bring this up next, and Curtis was able to bring it up before I could. OU's win total sits at 7.5.
When's the last time? I don't remember.
What's that?
When's the last time their win total has been 7.5?
Oh, it's been forever.
Since Stoops came in 1999, probably.
Yeah. So I was going to read you off the schedule here. And I'm with you. I think Oklahoma's going to have a pretty decent team. I really do. I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, but they're going to have to be great.
But listen what they have to do to win 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So Temple, Houston, Tulane, I mean, absolutely have to win, right?
Yeah.
And their other non-conference game is Maine. So they've joined the SEC officially. They've joined the SEC officially, scheduling Maine in November. So
exactly. Well, everybody in the SEC has a shitty game in November.
So that's 4 that have to happen.
Beat Tulane. They haven't beat them yet, but you're right.
They have to. You can't slip up.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're automatic wins. I'm saying they have to be for them, or it's going to go sideways quick.
Yeah, they have to.
Tennessee at home.
They have to win.
They have to win, and there is nothing that says they're going to win that game.
Absolutely.
On the road against Auburn, they have to win.
I would hate to think I'd have to go in there and win.
I don't know. They couldn't go to Kansas and win. They couldn't go to Oklahoma State and win.
They have not been very good for the last 4 or 5 years.
No, I think, what a win if they can get those first ones and be 5-0 heading into Texas. But
and then you got Texas.
Then the Texas game.
Texas is Texas, and that you never put that down as a win, no matter what.
Yep. It's always toss up. Texas can't put it down for a win either. Then right after Texas, they got to play South Carolina, which
at home they have to win.
They have to win. Then they go to Ole Miss. I
don't think Ole Miss is going to be as good as people think. I really don't think they're overrated, but it ain't going to be easy.
I don't think it's even a 50-50 game. I think you're coming off Tennessee and Auburn and Texas, and we're used to playing West Virginia at some point, and we get Ole Miss now. That's a tough spot right there. Then
I will say this, Pedlo, because you're an OU fan. I like our chances against Tennessee better than I do Auburn and Ole Miss, if you don't know the truth.
I fully expect us to beat Tennessee.
I do too.
Unless the first 3 games we look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Ole Miss game's a loss. The keys to me, I think there is a path that Oklahoma could be about 7-2 heading into. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a path where they could be 7-2 heading into the last 3 games at Missouri, home against Alabama, at LSU. If they, I mean,
Could lose all 3 of those.
they could lose all 3.
I mean, everybody's just assuming Saban's gone, Alabama's going to drop. Well,
Yeah.
they might. But how big is a drop for Alabama?
Yeah.
Lose 2 games? Lose
Well,
3? They still are Alabama. This guy's a good coach. I agree. I'm looking for him to maybe stumble a little bit too.
I know George from Sooner Scoop, which if you're an OU fan, Sooner Scoop's the place to be. George from Sooner Scoop makes a very good point. He said, everybody's looking at these last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you have no idea where Oklahoma's going to be heading into those last 3 games. He goes, this thing could go south real quick, or they could be fine. They could be right there. He said, let's not forget, we have no idea where Missouri's going to be. He said, sure, they're getting hyped, but we've heard that before.
Yeah, that one's one I kind of draw a line through.
I'm with you on Alabama. I think they'll be okay, but you really don't know where they're going to be. And this LSU team is not the LSU of old.
No, they've lost their quarterback. Yeah,
and he said, so look, like, yeah, we could all sit here and be scared of them, but there's so much to do before we get there, you know? He said, what if Oklahoma's 8-2 and Alabama's 8-2 and they roll into Norman and we're off of a bye and it's crazy. It's like they could beat Alabama, but he said, at the flip side, I'm not going to sit here and say that. And we're 5-5 going into that game and we get our ass kicked. He's like, either one could happen. So,
well, and the other thing, the big key to me, I don't know where we're getting real deep into this, but we don't know how good the quarterback is. We don't know.
No.
And I played one game and he beat us. He beat us. We should have won that game. We were better than Arizona, and he threw some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never watched a game where we dominate a game and lose. We absolutely dominated Arizona and got killed.
Well, he killed us.
Yeah.
Throw 3 interceptions and they score touchdowns off every one of them.
Yeah.
And they were not – it was just poor play. So until he proves – I mean, well, you know, no, he's a 5-star. Well, so what? Sam Bradford wasn't a 5-star.
Right.
Baker Mayfield wasn't a 5-star. I don't buy this 5-star crap till I see it.
Yeah. Jackson Arnold bowl game equals Mindframes Belmont. Very good. Yeah. Very good.
So we'll have to see. If he is the real deal and he does play well, we'll be all right. But guys,
like I said, I think
Big 12 defense is a hell of a lot different than a good SEC defense. I'll tell you that too.
I think we're going to be all right.
We will.
From a roster standpoint, I think they're pretty good. But look, I mean, if we were in the Big 12, I think we could win it. But
we probably would. Well, Texas would be the favorite, and we'd be second.
Yeah,
I think Texas is overhyped.
Totally.
And
totally
I don't
agree.
see it.
I don't see it at all.
They've been in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I totally agree.
To me, they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, and I think they're overhyped.
I think they will struggle just like Oklahoma. I think both of Oklahoma and Texas, best case scenario, they're a fringe playoff team. Worst case scenario, they're down at 7-5. I think Texas will struggle just
schedule in the SEC.
What's that?
They do have an easier schedule in the SEC, but they
schedule
got
is easier.
Conference game at Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
that's not easy.
No, they do play Georgia as well.
Yep. Probably when you get right down to it, the swing game for Oklahoma and Texas is going to be the Oklahoma-Texas game.
And let's not forget who won that game last year.
That's right.
And let's not forget, you didn't luck that game out.
No.
They played them toe-to-toe.
They did. If OU loses that game, it was still a proving ground that Oklahoma's gotten a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, they got beat 49-0 the year before.
Right. Yeah, and it was a joke.
Quarterback didn't play, but still, they would have got beat 49-14 had he played. So
I like I said, I come into the year with confidence because we were a joke year one. I mean, it couldn't have got any worse. We were legitimate. We were much
11
better.
games. We don't make some dumb mistakes. We won them all.
I mean, horrific mistakes, or a terrible call, but that's what happens.
That's
When
right.
you get in a lot of close games, that
That
kind
just
of goes, hand in hand.
They weren't good enough to overcome that call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no excuse to lose at Kansas.
No, none. No. And that's the scary thing about it. You can point to the Texas game and a couple other games that look great. You can point to you lost to Kansas. How are you going to go anywhere and win? So, no argument for me. So anyway.
Well, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. All right. I think we've done enough. We've been on here forever. So we had a lot to go over. Any final thoughts before we
No, I don't have any. I had a really good question, but we probably don't have time for that.
Okay, go ahead. You can't say I have a really good question and not ask it.
Well, I was just sitting around. We were talking the other day, and what is the greatest invention of all time?
Well, you already asked this a long time ago.
I did.
Yeah, electricity is what we came up with.
Well, shit, forget it then.
Right. Well, there you go.
Oh, here's a good one.
Okay, let's see if you asked this one.
Now, this is good. If your car had vanity plates, what would they say?
What are you talking about? Vanity? Oh, like
Yeah, personalized plates.
Yeah, I don't know. Come on. I agree with that.
You wouldn't want to put something on it?
I don't know. No, not really. Not really. I couldn't.
I have some optimistic things, but I don't anymore. I think mine would be dumbass. I'd have to be DUMASS because
door knock, yeah, for Manlow there. That's a good one.
That's good stuff.
Oh man, that is pretty damn funny. I wanted to leave it at this.
Okay.
Since this is a safe space for all of us, how do we feel about Jared's new love interest?
Oh, she got a new one?
I guess. Should we be worried or he's going to get his heart broken?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Just because that's how it always ends. We'll say we're worried. We're very worried. You should always be worried.
Guys, you're going to have to fill me in on his love life. I'm not in on it.
I don't think there's anything
okay. Well, you would
pressing going on right now. No. Okay, we're leaving. Guys, we've given you all we could give that we can't give anymore. So I heard he took her to Bass Pro Shops. Is this true? Is that true, Shotty? I can't leave until I know that this is true or false. That has to be false. You have to be making that up. Surely no, he didn't.
Everybody takes them to Bass Pro Shops, Shotty.
No. Okay.
Yeah, they go there. They need to.
Not true. All right. We're leaving after that.
To the aquarium. Who knows?
Oh, the aquarium. Yeah. Never been. Okay. We're leaving. All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And we'll get more updates on those questions there very, very soon. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Hopefully, we hit this ticket, and we'll see you next week for more Saratoga coverage.
This is due to bet